Well, good morning. I truly can say today I woke up like this, except the hair, of course. To me, it's early morning, and I welcome you to this class. Today, we are going to do a lot of forward folding. And this is, you should be an experienced beginners at least. It's fine for you to go into the poses, but stay at your level. I give different options and help you all the way through. But it's also for the intermediate and even advanced. It's not too crazy flowing but it's still very invigorating and challenging because we're gonna go into Kurmasana pose, turtle pose, and also the firefly pose, Tittibhasana. So we are going to prepare our body for these challenging poses, and you can come along on the journey. And as long as you surrender and be okay that you might not be able to come into the full expression of the pose, and that's okay. Yoga is not about this. Let's be nice to ourselves, nice to our body. It should never hurt in your lower back, any of the forward folds. Always stay at your level. Be kind and loving, practicing patience. And this is a practice, so it might take quite some time before you can come into the full expression of the pose. And to be okay with it, it's a learning process and it's a journey. So let's practice today. And yeah, you don't need any props. Maybe you need other than if you're not that flexible or you have knee issues, you might need a rolled blanket or a pillow, but I will not be using anything. Let us begin by just closing our eyes, taking a comfortable seat, and just arriving at our mat. In this practice, I would like you to practice the surrender. The surrender not to life's problems or just to suffer through or to surrender to anybody, but to the divine will, to God's will. We pray in the Lord's Prayer, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we surrender our will to God's will. And a lot of times we fear because we don't trust enough, we don't love enough. We feel like we have to maybe take care of ourselves. And we rather fight instead of surrender. Sometimes it's considered a weakness to surrender. Actually, it is strength to surrender to God's will. And so today, let us surrender each and every problem, worry, and care that we're carrying with us in our heart and in our mind. And so we're going to do a lot of forward folds today. Let us surrender with each forward fold. Maybe one aspect that worries you, that you carry with you. Surrender to the divine will. To be able to let go and to feel God's presence, and also to know that God will take care of you and everything will be okay. And so I would like you to place your hand to your side and just walk your hand to the side where you feel comfortable. Open up a little bit your shoulder to the side. You might be feeling already a side stretch. I'm going to raise our arms, but only if that feels good. To me here, it's early in the morning, so I feel not that open in the morning as everyone else does. So we just start very slowly. And then we're going to come to the other side, placing our hand down. First of all, take your time just a little bit to find a perfect place. And opening up your chest again. Your chest and your shoulder back, and then maybe you want to take your hand overhead. You don't have to look up, you can also look down. Whatever feels best for you. This is just to arrive at the place, a little bit relaxing, opening up. And even in difficult poses, learn to surrender, to be okay, maybe not to go as deep as you want to feel tightness, to accept, to be okay. And then we're going to come up and we're just going to do a very easy twist to one side. Really, your spine should be really elevating, really growing taller. And then just letting go. And it might be a little weird to keep up the tension of sitting up straight, but then at the same time surrender. But this is what we need to do in life. We walk through things, and despite the things, we can enjoy them and surrender and relax. And then let's move to the other side. Spine very tall. And it's not about how much you yank yourself into the pose. It's about how much you can relax. And we take one more deep breath. And then slowly we're going to come out. Come on our hands and knees and just waking up the spine in some cat-cows. Exhale, rounding your back, and inhale, lifting your chest up. Exhale and inhale. And we exhale. And we inhale. And one more time, deep exhale, maybe placing your weight a little bit more forward on your fingertips. Placing it back, and then one more time, cow, opening up that chest. And from here, we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Maybe with very bent knees at the beginning. Maybe you want to walk your dog. Just slowly relax into it. Not too much tension, not too much work. And then to open up a little bit more of the shoulders, the chest, and the back, bend your knees quite a bit and place maybe your chest onto your thighs, and then straighten the legs a little bit more. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor or not. It does not make a difference. Deep breath. Your belly is drawn in, so you have your bandhas, which is placed in your belly and your sacrum, and you just tuck that in. Breathing deeply. And then let's move forward. Really the weight forward, all the way into your fingertips. Strong arms, strong shoulders. And then I would like you to just step forward, straightening out your spine, very long spine. And then one more time, just a forward fold. Easy forward fold. You can just relax your neck, say yes and no. And you can grab opposite elbows and just hang here. And it doesn't matter if you need to bend your knees a lot. It really doesn't matter. Well, what you need to do is really pull in your navel, your belly. So have that engaged and breathe. Let's put our weight a little bit away from the heels and a little bit more into the toes. I know it's scary, but you can do this. And then placing your hands down. One more time. Back straight. One more time. Forward fold. And then have your hands to the side. Raise them up all the way. And come into Samasthiti. Inhale. Raise up your arms. Exhale. lower yourself down. Inhale, preparation. Exhale, and we're going to step back into a nice plank. Keep that weight really forward onto the fingertips, a bit more forward. And then you can place your knees down if you'd like not to go into Chaturanga. You can place your knees down and come down, or you come straight down. Now stay here in a nice cobra. We're going to open up into an upward facing dog in a minute, but I just want you to have that option to always come here and stay here if that's more accessible to you. And whoever feels comfortable, come into an upward facing dog. And I really like to look over one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Come back into the middle, open up one more time. And then you can place your knees down, come back and take downward facing dog. And this is like the easiest variation to come with your knees bent on the floor. You can do that, but you can also roll right into a downward facing dog, however you like. So let's one more time. Move forward all our weight, but instead of stepping forward, we're going to come right into a Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into a downward facing dog. Let's do this one more time to really warm up. Forward, all the weight. Chaturanga, you can always have your knees down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Into a downward facing dog. Very nice. Now let's move our weight forward one more time. Belly really drawn in. And you can always hop, of course. I'm going to step today. And come into a seated position. And we're going to start with our forward folds. Really easy first. Let's try Dandasana. So we're going to sit up very tall, very straight. If you have a problem with your knees or it's hurting here, you can roll up a towel or a blanket and have it placed underneath in all the forward folds. So even if you do a one-legged forward fold, you can have a rolled up blanket here or a towel. Otherwise, I want you to sit up really straight as you can. Your belly really needs to be drawn in. Your chest lifted up. Shoulders relax. And then you come and you really flex your toes and point them. One more time. Flex them very much. Warming up a little bit here and point. And then flex them a lot. Sit up tall and just stay here. Belly drawn a lot in. Grow taller and release all the tensions that you might experience in your neck or in your shoulders. There's no reason you have to have any kind of tension. Very nice. Now, with that kind of straight back, draw on the belly. You can relax your feet a little bit. And then draw on your belly and come forward. Placing your hands maybe forward. If this is not possible at all for you, then you can always have your hands in the back too. And making sure your back's really straight, belly really drawn in. But if you can place your hands here. You can place your hands on your calves. Or you can grab your toes. And really stay straight. Belly drawn a lot in. And from here, it's almost like you want to lift your chest over a hump. So you're really drawing that in and then moving forward. And you should never have pain in your back. If you have pain in your back, it's hurting your lower back to go in a forward fold, then back off. It's not good. So really keep up that tension now. Your legs are very active, very engaged. Belly really drawn in. This is not a passive pose. This is really active. Trying to keep length. Really lengthen the spine. Don't pull yourself with your arms too much, but try to find length. Like you draw your belly in and you want to reach with your upper body forward. And then maybe you can fold more and more and more. Just surrendering. Even surrendering that you might not be able to go as forward fold as you would like. Deep breaths. If your breath is short and choppy, you are too far into the pose. You need to back off. Inhale. Let's come up and let's, if you can have your hands here. You can stay here and do this one more time. But if you can reach over your toes. And now your legs are really active again and really flex. And try to really keep a straight back, as straight as you can. Belly is drawn in. This is an active pose. Inhale and exhale. Belly drawn in, shoulders back and relax. There's no reason you have tension in your face, in your neck, in your shoulder, but rather surrender. One more time, really active here. And then come up, come truly up one more time. And then just for a break, let's bend our knees and let's lift our belly up, our chest up. You don't have to draw back your neck if that's not comfortable. You stay here, or you can just surrender it. But when you surrender, don't try to open the shoulders too much, but rather have your shoulders a little bit forward, because then the neck can go freely back, and then you come up more. This is the easier option for in between. The harder option would be that you have your feet straight and then shoulders a little bit forward. Lift, lift, lift. You can also have your neck up here or open up your chest. And your toes do not have to touch the floor. That's not the goal. The goal is really to open up your chest. It's a counter stretch to forward folds. And slowly come down. Very nice. Now belly drawn in, sit up really tall again. Try to accommodate to the forward fold again. And then let's do the same again. Imagine you want your chest to be lifted over an obstacle. So forward, stay at your level. So maybe here, maybe you repeat this exercise. Maybe you can draw forward and touch the outsides of your legs. Maybe you're even so flexible that you can, just grab your wrist or your hands around it. It doesn't matter where you are. Stay with the back straight. And then slowly, really from the hip, moving forward, fold. And then you can fold at the end if that's comfortable. But there should not be any pain in the back. Breathing deeply here. Really drawing forward, folding from the belly, and really, I find more space when I truly draw in the belly and truly lengthen my spine and truly let go and surrender. Letting go wherever you are in the pose to be okay with it. Because you get the same benefits, but if you yank yourself into the pose, for sure you will not get the same benefits, but rather you get hurt. And then slowly drawing yourself up. And you can have your knees lifted and just round your back. That was my dog shaking. You can round your back and put your forehead onto your knees or towards it and really with a rounded back. Just relax for a minute. And then let's cross our legs. Let's hop or just step back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. This should feel really nice into a downward facing dog. And then step or hop again forward all the way to the front. And just gently step forward. Again, let's sit up and let's draw in one leg. And you have about one fist between the front leg and the upper leg. Now, if you cannot place it that close, it's going to be okay to be here, but try to get it as close as you can. And then let's try to come on the inside with the legs. Don't let that knee drop to the side. Keep it very close to your shoulder or your tricep or wherever. And then let's point our toe and flex it, and then find the neutral position of this. And then let's come onto our fingertips first, really finding space in your back. Deeply breathing. You can always stay here, or you can attempt a bind. You come a little bit forward, and then you get your arm around, and then maybe grab the opposite arm. You don't have to. You can also use a strap or a belt or whatever you have. You can stay here or forward fold all the way. And your back can round here. Still, your aim is to go forward, belly drawn in. Again, surrender, let go. And then slowly come up, release. Maybe you've been here, that's good. Always stay at your level. And let's have that leg straight and the other leg about a little bit more than one fist to the side. And let's keep our leg here, and you can stay here. Maybe you can stay here. Maybe this is plenty and you cannot forward fold more. That's okay. So come on the inside and let's first explore here, because this is already plenty. Let's point our toe very much. Let's flex and then find the middle ground where you don't have to worry about it. But make sure your leg is not flopping to the side. So this leg is active, so you have control. You don't lose control over that leg. And then once this feels fine, really draw on your belly, and maybe you are able to bind. So you really move forward and around, and then bind. Looking forward one more time, straight back. Draw on your belly, and then maybe you stay up here or you surrender more. Actually, just forward fold more, because the surrender stays the same. You adjust whatever your limit is. And this is one of the things that you need to have patience with yourself and learn to have patience. If you're irritated, it's very difficult to surrender anything. So just let go. See that your face is staying relaxed, no pain in the back. Very nice. Let's slowly come out. Let's have your other leg close by. And this might be difficult. So now you have your feet about 2 fists in front of you. And this might be difficult at first. So you have your hands in front and you move forward into a squat. Let's try this one more time. And it's okay if you absolutely cannot do this. You need to really engage your core. Then help yourself with the hands. One more time. Very nice. So let's stay here into a squat. I place my feet a little bit out. So your knees go into the same direction as your toes. Lift up your chest. Lift it up. And open up the inner thighs. Grow taller. This is such a good pose. If you sit on a computer all the time and you round it in your back, this is very nice to release tensions from your hips. You can sway from side to side as well. And then let's again forward fold in here. So then now we're just going to round our back and move forward. You can always place a block or a bigger pillow underneath here if you cannot hold this pose very well. Otherwise, stay, relax. And then slowly move up one more time. Your back really straight. And let's have one Chaturanga. So let's go into the plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into a downward facing dog. Very nice. So now we're going to step forward, step by step, step by step. Very nice. And have our feet about hip distance apart. So now we are going to go underneath our legs. So this might be difficult and this might be enough. And if you can only stay here, that's fine. Otherwise, try to get your legs a little bit more over your shoulders. And let's just grab the ankles right here. And try to straighten your legs as much as you can. You can see, I cannot get my legs all the way straight. And then let's try one more time. Maybe you can wiggle yourself a little bit deeper and have your hand in a bind, but you don't have to. You can also always place the feet down. See, I can't reach my feet and my hands, and that's okay. You can have a strap, you can just relax here, and then again, have a little bit more of the weight into the toes. This is a little bit like a standing Kurmasana. Very nice. I hope this worked well for you. So now if you can, you place your butt down and you have your legs, I don't have it all the way on the shoulder, but right underneath, and you can just stay here. This is a good pose. You can learn to shift your weight a little bit back on the wrists, and this is fine. You can now maybe try to lift one leg. This is good. You're already putting a lot of strength and practicing strength, and then maybe you can have the other leg, and maybe it's not straightening all the way. You know, that's not that bad. It's not that important. Strengthening, really drawing in your belly, drawing in the bandhas, placing both feet down. Now let's try to lift both legs up, and if you can't, just stay here, or just repeat the one-legged, and then maybe straightening up both legs. And it doesn't matter how straight they get. And placing down, coming one more time forward. Stay with it. I actually like to flex and point my feet. If you want to do that too, just for a nice stretch. And then place your leg down. Come sitting down, rounding your back and relaxing here for a second. That requires a lot of strength. So catch your breath. We're going to repeat Tittibhasana, but first we're going to practice Kurmasana. So, stay always at your level. Have your feet about distance apart, toes up, pointing forward. And let's round our back, and let's stay here. And this is a good pose. You can start by just forward folding here. Now, if you can have your hands on your ankles and forward fold. Actually, I don't like the position of the legs. They should be a little bit more up. So I can wiggle a little bit more down. So stay here. Maybe placing your hands down. And then maybe walking your feet a little bit forward. Now find the space where it is more than enough for you. If this is enough, stay here. You can even place a block or a pillow underneath your head and to relax here. If you want to go further, you can have your hands out to the side. And then this might be plenty. Belly drawn in. Protect your back by your belly drawn in and finding length. And then you can flex your feet and maybe slowly moving down. You can have your forehead down or your chin, but I find it more relaxing if I have my forehead down. Now don't worry about it if you're not totally flat. That's okay. You can point your feet and flex. And there's people that are so flexible that can even lift. You can straighten out your legs so much that you can lift your legs up. I cannot do that. I have my limitations, and that's okay. Now, this is the time to draw inside, to truly surrender, to let every worry go, actively surrendering everything to the divine will. Stay with it a little bit longer if you can. And this is a very meditative pose, drawing inside of you. At any time you need to come out, make sure before you snap out of the pose, you rather come out very controlled and with no pain. You should be very relaxed in this and not have too much tension. If you have too much tension, you truly have gone too far for your level, because this is so relaxing. And then slowly have your hands come to the side. Slowly have your feet again up. And then let's try to lift our legs here. And let's try Tittibhasana again. You have done it before, and maybe you did it one-legged only. Then try that. Or try to stay here just to lift a little bit. But if you can, try one more time. Now breathing deeply. You should have experienced more of letting go. So this should be a little bit easier. Just to surrender. Accept where you are. Be okay with it. You can look down, you can look forward. One more deep breath. You can do this. And then placing yourself, the feet down, and come into a hanging forward fold again. And place your hand in the front. Come on into a plank. Chaturanga. And maybe your back feels really tight now from all those forward folds. Don't worry, mine is too. Slowly, cobra or upward facing dog, very slowly. Be gentle with your body. Placing your knees maybe down, coming to a downward facing dog. And when you have done such intense forward folds, it's really good to activate the core the belly. So step forward, place yourself down, and let's come into boat pose. When we activate our core, it sets the spine a little bit more into place. So let's start very easy. Let's just keep the toes onto the floor and try to keep your back straight. Same as in the forward folds. Belly's drawn in a lot, chest open. This might be plenty. Now lift one leg. We stay longer, so we start slowly. Don't go too far, too crazy. Other leg. Still keep your spine straight. And I know I'm shaking. It's tough. Draw on your belly, activate your core. And then maybe straighten out your legs, but don't do this if it hurts. And then slowly come into boat pose. And one more time, we can do this lift up. Lift, 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 lift. Smile. And then place your legs down and round your back. Slowly, hands in front, vertebra by vertebra, very slow. Place yourself down. Let's have your right knee drawn into the chest. And let's lift our body up here. And let's lift our leg up. And truly draw this in. You can keep your hand here. You can have your hands behind your back, but really tuck this in. Tuck it in, tuck it in. And let's switch sides. First of all, just drawing in the knee, just opening up a little bit. And then lifting up that leg, the bottom leg, if you can. Point your toes, really draw on that leg. Maybe you can let go. Stay in the same position. And now we're going to switch. And you can twist with it. Twist and twist. And I always touch with the lower leg, just the floor, just a little tap. And then the other side. Really draw on your belly. Really draw on your belly. You can do this. Strengthening your core. One more time on both sides. And last time. One more time. Placing your legs down. Have your hands straight. And then let's lift with the core strength up. One more time into boat pose. Stay here. Happy boat. Maybe full expression of the pose. It doesn't matter which one you have. Try one or the other. Belly drawn in. I really, really, really don't enjoy these poses. I don't like boat pose, but it's good. Cross your legs. Step back. Plank. Shift your weight forward. Activate your core. Stay here. Not long. Just another breath. Slowly coming down. Upward facing dog. Stay here. And now place yourself softly down. And let's come into a Sphinx pose. Really opening up your chest. It's almost like you're pulling yourself forward. Chest opening up. This should feel really good. I like to wiggle. Really have no tensions in the butt. But your feet are so active that the knees are lifted. But try to concentrate, and it's really difficult sometimes to release the butt muscles, but to still have the legs active. It's difficult. From here, placing your hands down one more time. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Stepping forward. One more time into a forward fold. Having your hands grab opposite elbows. Hands on the floor. One more time, walking your legs out. Come into the squat. releasing all tensions. You can sway from side to side or stay straight. And slowly placing yourself down. Have that leg straight. We're going to come into a seated twist. Have the other leg across. I actually like to bend my lower leg, but you can have it straight too. And then just an easy stretch. Nothing difficult, nothing fancy. Just a nice release from the back. And really lift your chest up. Here again, your belly is drawn in. Get some space. And at the same time, keep your back straight, but then at the same time, relax. Grow taller. It's not about how deep you get into the twist, but rather how tall can you sit while twisting. And then let's counter twist. Let's come out and have the other leg forward, the other leg across. Now you can stay here. I like to bend my leg and then come into a nice twist. You can always have your hand here behind you to keep you a little bit more lifted, but if you don't need it, you can have it around your thigh. Again, let's grow taller. And on the exhale, relax. But at the same time, when you relax, grow taller. Closing your eyes, finding the relaxation in the midst of tension, because there's a little bit of tension and your muscles need to work, but at the same time, see that you can relax. And then let's counter twist. Come forward, place both legs in front. And then one more time, roll down, activate your core, really draw on your belly as slow as you can. Really slowly come down. Good. And then let's have our feet apart. Wiggle your toes out. And let's come into the resting position. Shavasana. Take up some space. Maybe you need to take a blanket. And just relax. Letting everything go. Surrendering your practice. Surrendering to wherever you were able to go. How deep you got into any of the poses. Surrender, relax, and accept that. And to be okay with it. Find peace. Take this time, maybe as the only time you have during the day, to have a few minutes of quiet. Surrender all that you're still holding on to. And relax. If you'd like to stay longer in Shavasana, feel free to do so. Otherwise, Take up your breath, deepening your breath. And then stretching out, growing tall and long, just like you came out of a long, deep sleep. And then drawing your belly, stay here for a second and just release, find release in the back. Maybe sway from side to side, just releasing all the muscles. And then you can move over one side. I don't like to lay here long. Some people like longer. I actually pretty much like to come up. But do it in your own time. And let's come to a seated position. I always like to roll out my spine in one direction, slow circles. And then I like to have big circles. And I always find, okay, is there more tension now in my body? Anywhere where I haven't let go yet? Does everything feel good? So it's like a check. Have the other foot in front. Let's go to the other side. So here you can see if there's any tension left, and you can roll it out and surrender it all now. You can see, I like to stretch one more time like we did at the beginning to the side, and release any tension. From the other side, feels really good to stretch out. And then I often have neck issues, so I like to check if I have tensed up my neck. Draw your chin forward. You can see my head is free. Go to the other side and then get the chin down. And then I like to take a deep breath and let everything go one more time. I hope you surrendered it all. Let God take care of you. You're safe in God's arms. I hope you were able to enjoy this class and come back next week. God bless you.